Hi everybody, in this video I'll be giving you last minute suggestions for English literature paper ISC 12th, and a lot of you ask me about answer writing in English literature answers. For Tempest, for prose and for poems, for short stories I'll be giving you. Everything will be covered in this particular video. As you can see, 10 marker questions are provided, and these are the multiple choice questions, the 10 marks questions. Earlier it didn't come, but now they are providing you this. Then we have complete the following sentences and give a reason for each of them. Again 10 marker. Then section B is of 60 marks. Question, the first part is of 5 marks, second part of 5 marks, and the third part has got 2 options. You have to attempt any one. It is of 10 marks. I'll tell you how to write this answer. Because it is of 10 marks, you need to include a lot of things so that you can score well in this part. Same applies for the prose and the poetry part. So all chapters must be covered. Now, important chapters for 10 marker questions. In the prose part, we have B. Wordsworth, The Story of an Art to Build a Fire. To build a fire is a little bit typical, so you have to read the story, and for your help, you can refer to the workbook that is provided. Now for poetry part, we have The Darkling Thrush, Birches, and Crossing the Bar. Now I will show you an example on how to write 10 marks long answer. This is a question from Tempest. Please make sure to read the character analysis of all the characters like Miranda, Prospero, Ariel, Caliban, etc. Maybe Ferdinand also. So Prospero refers to Caliban as a devil, a born devil. In this context, evaluate the character and role of Caliban in the play. So comments of examiners were they said that students wrote vague summary of the character, and it was not asked. What was asked was not provided in the answer part. Some candidates wrote a summary of the play touching upon the character of Caliban. Details were missing. Now the suggestions here. If you see the marking scheme, what they wanted you to answer. Caliban, the misshapen son of the witch Sycorax, is described by Prospero as a hagborn. This is the keyword. Whenever you write 10 marks long answer, you have to insert multiple quotes and keywords. Use inverted commas, or maybe you can highlight. But I feel you should not highlight. You should only insert inverted commas. That will be more easy and reliable. Wealth not honored with a human shape. You very well know about Caliban, and he did all the work of Prospero. He was given a lot of tasks. He was the only inhabitant of the island when Prospero arrived there. You can see how the starting paragraph talks about Caliban, his character, right? You have to divide the whole answer into this part. Mainly focus on the question. The question is to describe, to refer him as a born devil. There might be reasons why he's considered a born devil. So, out of his naivete, he had responded to Prospero's kindness by showing him all the features of the island. And in this story, Prospero had usurped the island from him. This is the crux of Caliban's resentment against Prospero, the main reason why he's upset. Caliban represents the black magic of his mother and appears bad when judged by contemporary civilized standards. Our sympathy for him is aroused when Caliban movingly tells us of the torment that he suffers at the hands of Prospero and his spirits. Again, they have this quote, but they'll nor pinch or fright me with urchin shows hiss me into madness. So Caliban was tormented by these insects or maybe some frightful things so that he does the work. He was a little bit mischievous, and he didn't react to the commands of Prospero most of the times. Ariel was the opposite of Caliban, as you know, the character difference. They may ask you to compare Ariel with Caliban. And if you don't know, there is this part where it is said Caliban tried to rape Miranda. He was the devil of the island and he did this. And for that particular reason, Prospero wanted him to punish, not in the direct way, but in a way that he has to do the task, he has to carry the woods, and a lot of other things. Prospero, of course, has his reasons. He declares that Caliban had tried to violate the honor of his daughter. So now in this line, he had therefore been confined into this rock and forced to perform all the low and menial tasks for Prospero and Miranda. Even the gentle and kind Miranda does not have a good word for him. When she reminds him of the pains she had taken over him, he does not appreciate it. You taught me language. Curse. Prospero was the one who taught Caliban how to speak, right? Modern day analysts interpret the relationship between Prospero and Caliban as the colonist and the colonized. Caliban's resentment is intense. It is clear that he hates Prospero, so when he meets Stefano and Trinculo, he seizes the opportunity to hatch a conspiracy against Prospero. You know about this drunkard butcher. These were the people they met in the island after the shipwreck. So Caliban is an innocent reacting to emotional and physical needs without the ability to think through and fully understand the events and people who surrounded him. You can just have a look at the pupils analysis, the performance done by the students, and the marking scheme that is provided in the site. I'll give you it in the description box. Please go through it. All the years analysis have been provided. You'll get a clear idea on how to write answers. And an answer without quotes or keywords means deduction of lot of marks. And that is the reason why students lose a lot of their percentage because of English. You know that the scores are not very well in this subject. And I would ask you to revise, paraphrase, and know the meanings of all these sentences that are difficult to interpret, right? So you can see here it is written his forced servitude and his oppression by Prospero have led many readers to interpret him as the symbol of native cultures occupied and suppressed by European colonial scouts. See, it's written that in the question it's said you have to evaluate the character and role of Caliban. Not only you can include the part where he's not obeying Prospero, but you can also include the part where he has done something well. Maybe his qualities can also be covered in a small paragraph. Now I will just give you a brief tip. See, whenever you write answers, be it prose or poetry, I would ask you to start with the author's intro, his readings, famous readings or stories. Only 3 to 4 lines must be covered. You don't have to mention the date of birth, neither anything that is not required. Then we have the theme. What is the theme of the story, of the poem, right? Then quotes and keywords. A very, very important thing. And quality of the answer matters, not the quantity. Do not keep on writing pages. 4 pages are enough. If you expand it unnecessarily, then even it makes a negative impact on the examiner. So it's better to stick to the word limit. The most important part is the body of the answer, where you'll have to write the exact answer, what is asked in the question, based on it. Then the conclusion. See, I've pasted this link where you will get the past year papers and also the pupils analysis, the performance of the students. Click on English part, and there is this whole PDF where you'll get a view on comments of examiners and the suggestions for teachers. So you will have to just study the comments of examiners and the answers, the marking scheme actually, right? This was the language paper, the previous year language paper. You can move on to the English literature part, right? I'll just paste the link in the description box. And see, misquoting is not a good idea. In case you have not learned quotes and you're not able to remember while writing your answer, misquoting should not be done. Please avoid it. If you don't know the quote, leave it. Don't make a negative impression, right? That is all for the video. Thank you for watching it. All the best for your tomorrow's exam.